Welcome to the next video of the living world. In this video, we will discuss about the diversity in the living world. We know that the organisms present on this planet shows immense structural and functional variations. They are not only different in their external morphology and internal structure but also shows variations in their genetic composition, habitats, habits, lifespan, etc. Such a diversity is exhibited not only by the individuals of different groups but also by the individuals of the same group of organisms. The variety of the life forms seen around us is referred to as biodiversity. Diversity in the living world. It is the natural biological wealth of the earth. It includes the whole range of mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, fishes, insects, and other invertebrates, plants, fungi, and variety of microorganisms such as protista, bacteria, and viruses. This large variety of organisms present on the earth is referred to as biodiversity. The estimated number of animals and plants on our planet described and classified by different biologists is nearly about 1.7 millions to 1.8 millions, and this is less than the one quarter of the total species estimated or yet to be discovered and described. Every time new varieties or the species is being discovered, so you can imagine that how vast the varieties are found in the living world. Now, it is impossible for any one of us to study such a large number of organisms individually. One would naturally feel the necessity of arranging these innumerable forms in groups and subgroups according to their similarities and dissimilarity. Then, how we can study about the different forms present on this earth? Here, the different branches of biology is going to help us. The main branch of biology, which deals with the identification, nomenclature, and classification of organisms, is called taxonomy. It helps in identification, classification, and nomenclature of the organisms and placing them into different taxons. The next branch of the biology, that is systematics, is thus, it is the branch of the biology which helps in the identification and finding the relationship among the living organisms. The term systematic is being coined from the Latin word systema, means systematic arrangement, which considered the evolutionary relationship among the living organism. The term systematic was coined by Carolus Linnaeus. In his famous book Systema Naturae, Linnaeus has provided the description about the category and the classifications of organisms. Now, on the basis of it, the naming is being given to the different organisms. The main or the basis processes of taxonomy with the help of which the scientific name is being given to any organisms are as follows. It includes characterization, identification, classification, and nomenclature. These are the main bases of taxonomy. The first feature or the basis is characterization, where the understanding of characters of organisms such as their external feature, that is morphology, and internal structure, that is anatomy, as well as the structure of the cell, developmental process, ecological informations are being collected and mentioned. After that, the next step is identification. Identification is the correct description of the organism so that the placing of the organism into particular group and its particular naming of that organism can be done. After identification, the next stage or the step is classification. Classification is the grouping of organisms into convenient categories or taxa based on characters. On the basis of classifications, the organisms can be placed into different groups and categories like prokaryotes, plants, animals, fungi, and protista. This can be done only on the basis of grouping the organisms according to their features. The next step is, we have already discussed the next step, that after classification is nomenclature, which is the standardization of the names of any organism according to their scientific name by which they are known all over the world. We know that in different parts of the world, different languages are being used, and because of this, there is a confusion regarding the naming of any organism. To solve this problem, the biologists have decided some rules for giving the scientific name to any organism by which that organism is being known all over the world, and that name is the binomial nomenclature. The system of naming with two components is called binomial nomenclature, which is proposed by Linnaeus. The botanical names are based on the rules in International Code for Botanical Nomenclature, that is ICBN, whereas the zoological names are based on International Code for Zoological Nomenclature, that is ICZN. Now, the universal rules of binomial nomenclatures are as follows, which have to be taken care while writing the name of any organism. The first universal rule is that the scientific names should be written in the Latin words or they should be Latinized, and while in the printing form they should be written in the italics, but if the scientific names are written manually or handwritten, then they should be underlined separately. The second rule is the first name represents the generic name and the second name should represent the species name. Next rule is the generic name should always start with the capital letter and the species name should start with the small letter. The next rule is, in case if the name of the author is being mentioned, then the author's name should appear at the end of the biological name in the abbreviated form. For example, the scientific name of mango is Mangifera indica, where Mangifera is the generic name and indica is the species name. If they are written manually, then the Mangifera is separately underlined, whereas indica is also separately underlined. They are not underlined continuously. The scientific name of human being is Homo sapiens. Homo represents the generic name, whereas the sapien represents the species name, and Linnaeus, Linn, is the name of the author, that is Linnaeus. Similarly, many names are given to the different organisms, and for that the binomial nomenclature rule have to be followed, which makes the study about the name of any organism easier to all of us. Hence, in this video, we have seen about the biodiversity, the need of classification, what is taxonomy, systemics, and what are the rules for providing the binomial nomenclature. Thank you.